Okay, so this is Wendy Williams kind of, for lack of a better term, trying to defend Jussie Smollett, saying Chicago should just leave Jussie alone. Well, Wendy, I'm going to tell you why no, they really shouldn't, and why Jussie Smollett's plan was basically nothing but evil. I will explain in the comments. Oh, hold on. There we go.
Let this go. Let it go, man. You're
Time now.
Chicago should just let this go. Let it go, man. You're wasting time with the
No, they really shouldn't, and I will explain why.
court system. Jussie Smollett is alleged to have done a horrible thing, but with the gang violence and the bad school system in Chicago, you all have bigger fish to fry. I mean, the man will never work again.
Okay, then please explain to me how that's not a defense for, oh, I don't know, robbing a $20 bottle of whiskey from a local convenience store in Chicago. I mean, you got gang violence, you got this thing, and much bigger fish. No, that's not how we do crimes. We prosecute small crimes just like we prosecute large ones. And this was a big fucking deal. Or do you have amnesia? You had Ellen Page on a national late night talk show saying, "Connect the dots, and this is not a debate."
And whoever hires him is going to be protested with the pickets outside.
By who? Who's gonna protest it? The left? Probably not. The right? In Chicago?
Just leave it alone. He's done.
Wendy Williams says Chicago should just move on instead of prosecuting Jussie Smollett for
No, Jussie Smollett did a crime, and it wasn't a little crime. And he might have been able to get away with it if he just admitted what he did was wrong, paid a huge fine to the city of Chicago, paid the police department their money back, the money for the overtime back, and maybe did a bunch of community service for LGBT youth. Then maybe he would have gotten forgiveness and we wouldn't be here. But what did he do? No, he maintained his fucking innocence and then he tried to sue Chicago.
allegedly staging a hate crime. The outspoken talk show host also said Smollett will never work again anyway. Smollett was recently indicted on 6 counts of
There have been people that have come back from work. Remember, Roman Polanski and Woody Allen kept their careers.
disorderly conduct stemming from a 2019 attack he says he was a victim of, but others accused him of faking for attention. He was originally charged shortly after the crime, but the charges were eventually dropped. Smollett
In rather dubious circumstances.
denies he had any hand in planning the attack. The Empire star said he was beaten up by 2 assailants who wore Make America Great Again
Now,
hats and
This is where why we have to prosecute him.
shouted slurs. Viewers took to Twitter to weigh in on Wendy's comments, and some said she has it all wrong and that Chicago shouldn't back down. Love your show, but disagree. Jussie Smollett needs to be prosecuted. His hoax cost Chicago thousands and perpetrated lies about conservatives, said one. And another simply said, lock him up. But others disagreed, with some saying Smollett should be cut some slack. Leave Jussie Smollett alone, said one. And another was just excited to see Wendy going off on the actor. Wendy Williams is being messy about the Jussie Smollett stuff right now. LOL. Wendy doesn't just think Hollywood is done with Smollett, she says she's done with him too.
As far as I'm concerned, I don't even care. His prison life has already started. He'll never work again. Nobody cares about him. If I saw him walking down
That doesn't absolve him of the crime that he committed.
the street, I'd cross to the other side.
Okay, and basically what was in the article was in that video, so I don't have to go through the article. Okay, fine, great. This is why Jussie Smollett's crime was particularly heinous and why you have to prosecute it. Look, if Jussie Smollett had said that his car was stolen and, he paid the Osendaro brothers to just chuck it in the river and you know, and that, and he just wanted to defraud an insurance company, then maybe the public would be a little more sympathetic. But no, this is what Jussie Smollett did. He said two white MAGA supporters beat the shit out of him, dumped bleach on him, somehow put a noose around his neck that he didn't notice. It's like I've never been lynched myself. But I tend to think that if somebody put a noose around my neck, I'd fucking notice it. Um, Here's my problem with it. What was the end game? Because when you look at the evidence, or as Ellen Page said, connect the dots. The end game is he was fully prepared to let two innocent white people who happen to have a different political view than him go to prison to enrich his own pocketbook. I mean, he was already making, I think, $1 million an episode for the show Empire. Where, like normally I'm on the side of greed, but Jesus Christ. What was the end game of Jussie Smollett? Because he knew the police would not stop investigating. He's a high profile guy. They threw a lot of their resources and took resources away, Wendy Williams, as you so eloquently put it, in from the gang violence. They had to divert resources from that to figure out this guy's fucking hate crime. What was the end game? The end game, as far as I'm concerned, was to send two innocent people to jail. And that alone is enough to prosecute him. So that wraps up this one. I will see everyone in a couple of minutes.